Hello students. So today we are going to see a new chapter which is Introduction to C language. Okay. So C language is a language that is used to program your computer. Uh, so in this chapter we are going to discuss a brief discussion about how to use the C language to program your computer and what are all the rules that has to be followed to create a C program. So everything can be discussed in this chapter. Okay, so the first thing is introduction. So C program is a general purpose procedural imperative computer programming language developed in 1972 by Dennis M. Ritchie. Okay, at Bell Telephone Laboratory to develop the Unix operating system. Okay, so this is the history. Okay, so it was proposed by Dennis M. Ritchie in the year 1972. Okay, so C is the most widely used computer language. It keeps number of scale of popular among Java programming language, which is also equally popular, and most of the programmer software developers. Okay, so if you want to learn programming, then if you want to code some software, then the basic is the C language. Okay, so next is why to learn C language. Okay, so C programming language is a must for students and working professional to become a greater software engineer, especially when they work in software developing domain. You list down some of the here are some of the list key advantages of learning C programming. Okay, so it is very easy to learn. It is a structured language. Okay, you no need to worry about the different different concepts that are added day to day. Okay, so it is a structured language. It produces effective programs. Okay, so you can see that it produces a very effective program. It can handle low level activities. Okay, so very down to the bottom of the architecture you can design using this C program. Okay, it can be compiled on various of computer platform. Okay, you can just run your C program in Windows operating system and as well as Linux operating system. The only thing is you need that particular compiler. Okay, so next is facts about C programming language. So C was invented to write an operating system called Linux. So C is a successor of a B language. Okay, so before C there is a language which is known as B. Okay, so after that it was introduced as a new language C. After that C there is a language which is known as C++. So in the forthcoming classes you will be learning about the C++ language also. So C language was introduced in the early of 1970s. Okay, the language was formalized in 1988 by American National Standard Institute (ANSI). Okay, so this is an institute that is like Indian Institute of Standardization. Okay, so Indian Standard Institution, so something like that in America. Okay, so they will standardize as some this language can be used to do standardly used to produce some software. Okay, so Unix OS was totally written in C language. Today C is the most widely used and popular system programming language. So most of the state of the art state of the art softwares has been implemented using C. Okay, so most of the up to date or latest technology softwares are used C language are using C language to develop their products. So today, most of the popular Linux operating system and RDBMS MySQL has been written in C. Okay, so operating system is the software, and RDBMS means it's a database management system, and MySQL is the software that is used to manage your database. Okay, so everything Every software is being implemented or written or created by using this C language. So now here you can see that applications of C program. C was initially used for system development work, particularly the program that makes up the operating system. C was adapted as a system development language because it produced codes that runs nearly as fast as the code that is written in assembly language. So some examples of use of C languages are: it is used to create operating system, it is used to create language compiler, it is used to create assembler, it is used to create text editors, it is used to create printer spoiler. Okay, printer spoiler means it is the it is a code that starts the printing process in printer. Okay, so you can use it to start the printer. Okay, so network drivers. Okay, so drivers means the basic software that has to be installed in the computer so that so that the network will start to work. Okay, so that network driver, modern programming, modern programming, modern programs, databases, language interpreters, and utilities. Okay, so these kinds of softwares can be used to uh, can be these kinds of software can be created by using this C language. So this is the uh, basic structure of C program. So first of all, you can see that there is a section which is known as documentation section. So this documentation section is used for our understanding. Okay, so you can see that slash double slash, so that you can see that it is for our understanding. Okay, you can just read that line so that you can understand what is the program is for. Okay, so the C language will not run this codes or run this text that is written in this documentation section. So next is linking section. So this link section is used to include the codes which are written already by the creators. Okay, so some person will be creating some header files or library functions. Okay, so which can be created before itself. Okay, which is created before when the program is being created or the software is being created. So you can just use it and use some functions. Okay, so likewise, when you install some app in your mobile, you are ready to use it. Okay, likewise, if you include this header files in your program, you can readily access some of the default function. So next is uh, definition section. So this definition section will help you to create some functions. Okay, so by default you can create some functions so that when you access it, the code will run. Okay, so this is also known as user defined functions. Okay, so when you use this include functions, then you are using the predefined functions. Okay, so this is the work of defining definition section. Next is global declaration section. Okay, so you will be giving some default values here, global declaration. So you can access this value throughout the program, not only in particular section of the program, but you can use that in throughout the program. So that is global declaration. Next is main. Okay, so this is the part of the program which first executes. Okay, so this is the main function. You can see that void main is the first section that the compiler or assembler will start to execute. Next is next is the subprogram section. Okay, it is an optional section. So if you are having any subprogram, then you can use it, or else you can just leave it. Okay, so it is same as a definition section, and you can see that the definition section is used to define this is a function, but the actions can be given, or whatever functions that the definition function created can be used here in this uh, subprogram function section. Okay, so in this section you will be giving some action to that function so that it will do it. Okay, so with this, we'll finish the class today. We'll see the rest of the things in the next class. Thank you, students.